In 2021, I moved into my dream New York City apartment with my boyfriend Ross and our cat Rory. The pandemic caused rent prices in the city to drop a ton, and we were able to afford a much nicer place than we ever imagined we would be able to have at that time.
Even 8 months after moving in here, I am still in total disbelief that I get to live in a place like this.
We were able to move from a tiny studio apartment that faced a brick wall to a large one-bedroom with huge windows and a beautiful view in a fancy building with amenities for the exact same price. At the time, we only expected to stay for a year.
We are likely going to have to move out when our lease ends in July. As much as we would like to stay, it's probably just going to become too expensive.
Now it's almost 3 years later, and so many life-changing, wonderful things have happened during our time here. When we moved in, I was entirely self-employed, teaching music lessons, occasionally performing, and managing social media accounts for some small businesses. This was all smooth sailing for a while until I hit a major low when a lot of my work dried up. I felt like a failure, I lost all my motivation, I was desperate to make more money, and music, the thing that I once loved most, became a source of stress and pain for me. In the summer of 2022, I made a big shift and started working a full-time job in marketing for a music organization that I've personally been a fan of for my entire life, and it felt like an absolute dream come true.
I have employee health insurance. I know. I'm confident that this was the right decision for me right now.
I was still able to teach music lessons in the evening, just less than I was before, and having the financial burden taken off my shoulders and being able to interact with and be around music in this new way allowed me to become re-inspired. I fell back in love with music and started practicing and performing even more than I was before. I started regularly performing in musical theater as a woodwind doubler and took a major clarinet audition that has been a goal of mine since I was a kid.
I have made it to Washington, D.C. for my big audition, which is for the President's Own Marine Band.
The musical and professional growth I've had while living in this apartment has been immeasurable. The boyfriend I moved in here with became my fiance.
Ross and I are engaged.
And then my husband.
We got it!
And we have fallen more in love with each other each and every day. We got to experience planning a wedding and a honeymoon together in this apartment. We spent hours sitting in this living room, looking at inspo photos, crunching numbers to suit our budget, and writing hundreds of addresses on invitations and thank you cards to all the people we love the most. I really need you to stay with me on this one, but I promise our cat Rory loves this home. I know she's a cat, and that sounds silly, but the look on her little face when she sunbathes in the windowsills or in the sunspots on the floor says it all. She loves the natural light and watching the excitement outside from the windows. I also got to meet sweet Maggie and several other precious pets, all unique from one another, while living here and pet sitting in this building.
Hey everybody, welcome to my New York City apartment.
I've shared this home with all of you. I've even made several videos completely focused around it, like my apartment tour and my deep cleaning videos. I always mark the beginning of a new day in vlogs with a morning shot of the view out these windows. I've decorated this home for 3 Christmases and participated in my first Vlogmas here. Ross and I cooked our first just the two of us Thanksgiving dinner here. We've hosted 4th of July parties and watched the fireworks from the rooftop with our friends and neighbors here. We've hosted so many friends and family members in this apartment who have each filled our home with so much love and joy. My dream New York City apartment became my home, our home, over the past 3 years. But now it's time to bring this chapter to a close. It feels bittersweet, but it's time to move into my next dream New York City apartment with my husband Ross and our cat Rory, and I am so excited to see what comes next.